newest Giant. Giants signed today cornerback TJ Moore, who was one of the guys they invited to go to the rookie minicamp, but wasn't actually signed as a undrafted free agent there. So he's officially there. So he was from Mercer University, which is, by the way, Macon, Georgia, if anyone was wondering where it is. That's actually the school. Remember Sam Mitchell, who I think has gone on to be a head coach in the NBA, but he used to be a Timberwolf back in the day. He went to that school. So at least there's one professional athlete that was from that school, even if it wasn't the same sport. 6 foot even, 187 pounds, from Riverdale, Georgia, not to be confused with Riverdale from the CW TV show. This past season, 14 games. Yeah, you like that, right? He caught on to that. Yeah. It took him a second. He got it. Wasn't that just Archie Comics? Isn't that what that was?
I think so.
I think so. I
heard that.
Yeah, I think they had an Archie comic show. And I want to say it was Riverdale. Anyway, this past season, 14 games, 64 tackles, 42 of which are solo, 1 tackle for loss, 7 interceptions, including 1 for a touchdown, and 20 passes defended there. Listen, I say all the time, if you're going to come from a small school, you should dominate. 14 games, 7 interceptions, 20 passes defended there like that. Yeah, I think I wouldn't say full-on dominance, but that's not bad, guys. That's literally half an interception a game and 1.5, passes deflected like that. That's not too shabby. That's making a massive impact there, guys. Now, again, Mercer University doesn't exactly play the best of the best of the best.
Sir.
Yeah. So, look at the schedule. Well, guess who they did play? Alabama.
Alabama.
I would say that is a big enough school to really judge what someone can do. What'd he do? 7 solo tackles and 9 tackles in total.
He had a good game.
So he had a lot of tackles. Now, again, I tell you guys this all the time. I don't pretend to watch 10,000 hours of tape on a guy that we're signing as an undrafted rookie free agent after a tryout. Nobody even picked him up prior to a minicamp. Like, I'm not going to front and say that. What only that scares me when I see that stat is typically when I see a ton of tackles, what does that mean?
You got to put a whole bunch of receptions.
That's typically what that means. Now, you could also look at Alabama and say that he was the best player they had. I mean, literally, Alabama won that game 52-7.
Close game.
Yeah, really close game. Now, receiving wise, only one player had more than 50 yards receiving. So, and that was Bernard. So I can't sit there and say that anybody dominated on the receiving side. If you got 52 points you gave up and nobody got anything, crazy receiving wise, I can't sit there and say you blew it. That's for sure. I mean, literally, there's 4 quarterbacks in the game, guys. That's how bored Alabama got. So, like, at the same point, they weren't really trying either. That's part of the problem when you're going to judge this game here. So, like I said, I think it's an interesting pick overall, just based on what he did in college. So he literally set the school's single game interception record, getting 3 interceptions against Princeton, which is odd because you would think Princeton quarterbacks would not make so many mistakes. They're supposed to be intelligent. They go to Princeton.
They're supposed to have a high IQ, if you will.
But apparently not a high football IQ.
Yeah. Oh, I say good day.
Oh, good day, sir. He's a 2-time unanimous All-American, only the 2nd player ever in Mercer's history to be considered that there. He's also as a runner-up for the Buck Buchanan Award, which is the best defensive player in Division I FCS. Now, David Walker is the guy who got that from Central Arkansas, the linebacker that got drafted in the 4th round by the Bucks. So, like, literally, defensive players in FCS ranked number 1, a guy who went the 4th round, and then this guy.
Yeah.
So it's almost kind of shocking no one even signed him as an actual undrafted free agent. That's a little crazy to me. It seems like that's somebody you would sign. Again, I'm not going to pretend I knew all about this kid before we signed him. I'm not going to pretend anything, crazy like that. Don't follow Mercer University football too closely. It's on the agenda. There's only so much time in the day, guys.
I guess it's better than Mercer Community College in New Jersey.
Might not be, but that's a whole separate issue. So Dan Brugler of The Athletic said, a good-sized athlete, Moore maintains good positioning in zone and aggressively plays the football with timing. 0 penalties in 2024. He flashes a burst to close in coverage and run support. Although his attempts to bait throws will backfire at times, you like to see more disciplined technique. Overall, Moore will get into trouble freelancing, but he's a twitched-up athlete with physicality and ball skills. He will have a chance to compete for an NFL roster spot. And now he legitimately will have a chance. That part is coming to fruition for him to compete for an NFL roster spot. But what's interesting is what type of football, what type of coverage? Zone coverage. The Giants are bringing in corners like crazy that are zone-specific guys. I find that very interesting. I think you're going to see a lot more zone coverage this year than you've ever seen. And I think a lot of that is that way they can send more people. Like, I think there's going to be a whole lot more blitzing going on because you have more people that can get after the quarterback. That's not something that was as big on, the Giants defense last year under Shane Bowen as it was under Wink Martindale. His usual thing is to just go ahead and do that, to send the regular guys out there. So it's definitely, like I said, it's going to be an interesting change up. I think you're going to see where they're going to be kind of forcing people in to do that. Online Big Blue, New York Giants Straight Talk. Guys, again, we love at that point to support another friend of the show, Jay. Call us out. But if you haven't already, guys, go ahead and give a like and subscribe here as well to Online Big Blue as well. Appreciate you watching, man. But he says, too bad their 2 big corners are not zone guys. And not wrong at all, by the way. I will say this, though. The rookie year of Deonte Banks, because I want to look at the rookie year. I kind of want to ignore last year as best I can. The rookie year for Deonte Banks, when they started forcing Wink to go into zone coverage more, which is some of the issues he had with Dable, that's when all of a sudden you saw a couple interceptions from him. I do think that Banks can play zone. I think he can play either. He was drafted because of what they thought he could do in man, but I do think he can play zone as well. And Paul Adebo, we're going to see what he does in this defense specifically. We've only really seen him, at least in the NFL, with the Saints. So I don't think we fully get a full view of what he can do yet like that. But yeah, on paper, not wrong at all. But like I said, we'll have to see how things play out there for him.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.